Welcome! It's another season of the Icelandic Formula Offroad. We kick the year off in Hella. Hella has been the first round since 2014, and the first competition here was in 1973. The legendary tracks here include the river and the swamp. In this show, we will show the classic tracks 1 to 3, and in the next one, the later 3. There are 23 cars entered, 21 in the ultra competitive unlimited class, some new drivers, some new cars, and as usual, at the beginning of a new season, there was some interest from the locals and the fans. Drivers use the morning to get ready. There's always a track inspection before each race, and the race was 6 tracks, as is normal in Formula Offroad. Only one driver in the modified class this year. There were supposed to be 2, but Haukur Birgisson didn't show up due to health issues. Óskar Jónsson driving the Wolf. Well, the street legal class seems to be dead, with the modified cars taking over. The biggest change between modified and unlimited is the tires. The modified cars cannot run on the Super Scooper tires, but the more traditional ones. Now, let's get straight into the action, and we kick it off in track number 1. First car in the track this year was Daniel Gunnar Ingimundarson driving the Green Thunder, the most experienced driver in the field. Struggling here on the first bank, only 130 points for Daniel. Next up, Snorri Thor Árnason, he returns. The choir boy is back, 4-time champion, but no, listen to this. Engine troubles here right from the start. Only 120 points for Snorri. This might get expensive for him through the day. Next up, Skúli Kristjánsson driving Simpa, the 2021 champion. Had quite a lot of bad luck last year. Injury here in Hella, as well as supercharger troubles. However, the new supercharger is working well here. Nicely done, needs to get the car turned around, go back down. And then there's a final climb that drivers need to get up. Setting it up, going for it, Skúli Kristjánsson here. Big jump, sticks the landing, will he make it? Yes he does, 350 for length, only 60 penalty points. Let's see that from Skúli's view. Landing seems pretty rough, but no harm this time round. Here we have Fjölnir Guðmundsson driving Eva 2.0. He starts the season with similar engine troubles that hampered his chances last season, so not a big challenge here in the first track, only 100 points. Next up we have Andri Már Sveinsson driving the Cowboy. He's a newcomer this year, used to be in the service crew for Geirivert Grímsson. Fantastic work here on the first bank. This car is the old Rodeo, heavily modified though, but same independent rear suspension, and Andri Már learns how to roll in Formula Offroad. So a good first track, and got the first roll out of the way. Next up, Haukur Viðar Einarsson driving Hekla. He is the reigning Icelandic champion. Big jump here. The front wheel's not spinning. That's a broken axle there in the landing. That's going to be pricey for Haukur and Hekla. The week before the event, Haukur completely wrecked the car during a test session, and this might be something related to that crash. Let's see if he can get it fixed for the next course. Devastating for Haukur here at the beginning, only 120 points for the reigning champion. Here we have Guðmundur Eliasson driving Rodeo. He already reversed before making this push here to the top. And look at the rear wheels of this car, four-wheel steering for rodeo this year. Now up to the next push. You can see the track marshals already setting up a gate that Guðmundur took out. Now the four-wheel steering working well here. He gets it set up nicely for the final push. Big jump. Look at how it lands on the rear wheels. Heavy hit damage to the new rear steering rack, so they couldn't use it anymore. It would need to be locked up for the rest of the day, so four-wheel steering did one turn. Next up is Páll Skjóldal Jónsson driving the Sheep. He bought this car last year, and he rolls it this year. A few big rolls here right at the beginning at Hella. It seems the tracks are tougher than expected. 130 points for Páll. Next up we have Jón Reynir Andrésson driving Thunderbolt. It's his second season in Formula Offroad. First climb it's getting trickier. Jón Reynir go all the way. Did he stick it through the gate there? He is reversing. That's only 120 points for length. He didn't make the gate. Now Ingi Már Björnsson driving the Smiðjan Bob. Many drivers having nitro issues as simply the shipment of nitrous oxide didn't arrive in Iceland in time before the event. So no nitrous there to push him up over the 120 points. Now here we have Katla Turbo. This is Guðbjörn Grímsson. This car doesn't rely on nitro. It has two turbochargers, giving it up to 1600 horsepower, but he just waits for so long to get on the power there. Reverses. Guðbjörn Grímsson, a veteran of the sport. Doesn't release the power. There might be some engine problems. That's 110 points for length, 40 penalty points, so only 70 points. Here we have Guðlaugur Sindri Helgason driving Olsen. Guðlaugur started competing 20 years ago when he was 17, and now Olsen racing with two brand new identical cars this season. Aggressive good driving here at the beginning from Guðlaugur. Full throttle there, but decides to back out of it, which might be smart in some ways, but that's 60 penalty points, 220 for length, so 160 points for Guðlaugur. Next up we have Finnur Aðalbjörnsson driving the Fox. New car for Finnur this year, body from Ólafur Bragi Jónsson, who has retired from racing. Finnur, a great driver, he won in Akureyri last year. Makes it up the first climb here. Now for the final part. Waits with the throttle. Is he just going to put it in there? No, full throttle. Goes for it. Takes the jump, but nothing more. 20 penalty points. 230 for length, so that's 210 points. Let's see this from Finnur's angle. No damage. Drives away and a good start. Here we have Þórður Atli Guðnýjason driving the Spade. Not an up-and-comer anymore, third season, but an, up-and-goer there for a big roll. A lot of body damage, but no mechanical damage. Here we have Geirivert Grímsson driving the Sledgehammer. Nicely done here on the first climb. Only new thing this year is the color of the car. Doesn't risk it. 220 points here, which is a very good score. Now we have Bjarnþór Eliasson. This is the second Olsen, a newcomer to the sport, and he gets introduced right away. 140 points for Bjarnþór, no penalty points this time around. Waving to the fans for the first time after a roll. Now we have Þormar Pálsson driving Thor, newly built car, replica of the Choir Boy. Same as Hekla and the Spade. Let's see if Thor can make it up the final jump. No, that's going to be a roll. Always a roll from Þormar in Hella. 230 for length, 40 penalty points. That's 190 points for the double champion. Here's Simon Bennisson driving Móri. His second season, and his best result came here last year. And a smooth roll for Móri. Here we have Ingvar Jóhannesson driving the Viking. Got on a podium in the United States last year. It's up top here, but the car is on its side. And that's Ingvar going to, well, get to know gravity. Now we have Grímur Helgusson. This is on Brjála. It's a new driver. This car used to be called the Contractor. Smoking a lot here. Might be some engine issues there. 110 points for Grímur. And that concludes the first track. Here we see that Standig Skúli Kristjánsson takes a 70-point lead over Geirivert Grímsson. Finnur Albjörnsson is third, and Andri Már Sveinsson fourth. Nobody with a full house after the first track. Let's move on to the second one. The first four cars are moved to the back of the starting order, so the same driver doesn't go first at each track. Andri Már Sveinsson driving the Cowboy, doing a fantastic job here at the beginning. The tracks in Hella seem to get harder with each car that went through, so this is a great opportunity for the rookie to score some big points on some of the more veterans, but here he goes too deep. He needs to make that gate. 40 penalty points for the marker on the first gate, and now 40 penalty points for reversing. He didn't make it. That's out of bounds for Andre. So 160 points, but 80 penalty points. It's Haukur Viðar Einarsson. The right front is spinning, so well, Hekla seems to have been fixed. He needs to make use of this starting position. Unlike other events, it's usually better to be first at Hella. And here is Haukur's opportunity to claw back the lost points in the first course. Makes the gate. See how soft the sand is. It's all going to get dug up and tougher with each car that goes first. To learn the final climb will be Haukur. Here he goes for a big jump. Makes it up top. Nice driving from the reigning champion. 250 points. Total 350 for length and 100 penalty points. Now it's a Thunderbolt. Jón Reynir. He tries to use the same technique as Haukur here. Puts the front tires on the ledge, floors it, but Thunderbolt just wouldn't go up. That's only a 40 points for Jón Reynir. Here we have Þórður Atli Guðnýjarsson. This is the Spade. Maybe speed's the answer. And the answer is no. Don't drive. There's something very broken on that car. Next up, Guðlaugur Sindri driving Olsen with his first ledge. He can make it up here. If it's proving to be impassable, then that would be great news for Haukur Viðar. Got up just the first two cars that managed. Let's see if Finnur Albjörnsson driving the Fox can make it up the first ledge here. Tries a different route, but didn't make it. Is he going again? 40 penalty points and then for reversing. He's going again. He must make it here. But he doesn't. He almost had it. Was a little bit late there on the gas. And that's only 40 points for Finnur. Now we have Geirivert Grímsson and the Sledgehammer. Going for the push here. Doesn't make it. Geirivert needs to drive out of it. And this is all turning up great for Haukur Viðar. More and more of the sand and ash gets swept away from underneath the rock cut ledge. No one seems to be able to make it up. Can Skúli Kristjánsson do it? He went all the way in the first track. No, he's not going to try. He sees that it's impossible, and that was, well, what we learned. Skúli Kristjánsson and Haukur Viðar tied after two tracks. Geirivert Grímsson sitting 70 points behind them, with Andri Már Sveinsson, the rookie, in fourth. Þór Þormar sitting fifth. Next up, it's track number 3. Here we have Páll Skjóldal driving the sheep. First climb seems easy, but it seemed easy in the first track as well. We'll have to see. The photographers getting out of the way of the rocks and dirt being thrown there. It's a big side slope here. Touch 2 markers at 60 penalty points. So 290 for Páll Skjóldal. Went all the way, but the 60 penalty points push him down. Now Jón Reynir Andrésson driving Thunderbolt. So far, seems to be alright. Just a reminder of the rules: for touching a marker, it's minus 20 penalty points. For driving over a marker, it's 40 penalty points. And if only one wheel goes within the gate, it's 100 penalty points. Pushing from the top here, slows down at the right time. And Jón Reynir does this nicely. 60 penalty points for him, 290 points in total for this track. Ingimar Björnsson driving the Smiðjan bomb. No more engine issues here. Every time Ingi did not have car troubles last year, he was on the podium. A very interesting driver-car combination to watch for this summer. If they can just get the car to work on a regular basis, going for the final push here. Speed's there, but he just slows down at the wrong time. You could see how pissed he was about that. He knew he was supposed to go all the way. 240 points for Smiðjan bomb. Next up, Guðlaugur Sindri Helgason Olsen. These 2 Olsen cars, absolutely beautiful builds. Probably the first time ever 2 completely identical cars have been built side by side and then run together in a team. But there seem to be some problems here for Guðlaugur, so he backs out. Next up we have Finnur driving the Fox. He was 6th before this track. Finnur, one of the drivers that doesn't need a lot of time to adapt to new cars. With some penalty points there. Not sure if it was 20 or 40, probably 40. And the final gate. Easy does it for Finnur, only 40 penalty points, so that's 310 points, the highest score so far. Now Geir Grímsson. Sledgehammer making it through the first gates. And now for the final push. Took it easy there and did it well. 20 penalty points, so 330 for Geir Evert. Now Þórður Atli Guðnýjarson driving the Spade. No, that's the wrong way, Þórður. He was supposed to go up there. So that's him completely out of the run for the win here. 6,000 spectators at Hella. Now we have Bjartur Eliasson driving Olsen. His first event as a driver. He used to be on the service crew for Guðlaugur. Both come from Egilsstaðir in the east of Iceland. Now for the final push. And there we go. First driver to get a perfect 350 score at Hella this year. Now we're on board with Þormar. Let's see the track from the driver's point of view. Here up top they can use all the space they want to maneuver. And they go back down into the side slope. Slow here to begin with. Nice and steady, make sure that he does not grab any markers. And then for the final push. Fantastic effort, 350 for Þór. Next up we have Sævar Benónísson driving Móri. The first climb did not prove to be much trouble. And the second one, neither. 350 for Sævar Bennisson. Third track proving to be a lot easier than the other two. Here we have Ingvar Johannesson driving the Viking red livery this year, new livery. And the Viking flies. 10 penalty points, 340 total. Now we have Grímur Helgason driving on Brjála. That's a roll. That's a big one. Car just seems, well, very unstable, to be honest. Not Brjála getting a lift, literally. Daniel Gunnar Ingemundarson, driving the Green Thunder, has been racing since 1998. He's competed every year since. I won't go further here. 80 points for Daniel Gunnar and Green Thunder. The host at Hella. Now we have Snorri Þór Arnarsson, the 4-time champion, and the choir boy. He needs some good points tally here after losing so many potential points in track number 1, and he gets 330 points. Now Skúli Kristjánsson, he was tied for the lead with Haukur. He needs a perfect score to put the pressure on the reigning champion. Flies up here, but that was a marker for sure. It's gonna be 20 penalty points, I guess. We're on board with Simba. Sticks it up on top. 30 penalty points in total. That gives Simba 320 points. Now Fjölnir Guðmundsson driving Eva 2.0. The big block Chevy just needs its nitrous to work properly, and that was shown in pretty much every track. Only 80 points. Now Andri Már Sveinsson. This is the cowboy. Great start to his career so far. He said in the interview that points wasn't what he was after, but points was what he got. Full length here, but 100 penalty points for Andri. Next up, Guðmundur Elíasson. Had to lock the rear steering after the roll in track number 1. Gets in trouble, but stubborn is Rodeo, and ends up on top. Now Haukur Viðar, he was leading the event with Skúli. He saw Skúli make mistakes. Get a couple of penalty points. Can Haukur grab the lead here? No, he can't. That's another broken axle, and that is seeing Haukur drop down the order all the way down to 4th. So let's look at the standings after the first 3 tracks in Hella. Skúli Kristjánsson leading Gerivit Grímsson and Þór Þormar Pálsson, with Haukur Viðar in 4th, Finnur Abjörnsson 5th. Thanks for tuning in with us today. We will be back next week with even more Formula Offroad.